Hey KG, back again, and today we're gonna talk about some Unity news again. I'm gonna read into this article and we'll see how it goes. A little more than a week after announcing a disastrous new pricing model that infuriated developers, Unity has introduced its revamped version. The new plan is a drastic departure from what was initially announced. Now users on the Unity personal subscription plan will not be charged the new fee, and Unity will increase the revenue cap on games made with that plan to 200,000. Furthermore, any game with Unity that makes less than 1 million in 12 months will not be subject to the fee. The company is also changing what games can be assessed with the new fee. Previously, the fee would have applied to all games that met the specific download and revenue thresholds. This applied to games both in development and released. Now Unity is saying that the fee will only apply to games with the next version of Unity that is expected to launch sometime in 2024. Now previously, as they stated, it applied to any game, so if you had a game that's in early access that might have been a free-to-play early access or even a free-to-play game, you would still have to pay the necessary amount that's outlined by them, because you had people playing your game, and that's quite outrageous. Now let's continue. The runtime fee policy will only apply beginning with the next LTS version of Unity shipping in 2024 and beyond. Mark Whitten, president of Unity Create, said in a letter announcing the new policy, your games that are currently shipped and the projects you are currently working on will not be included unless you choose to upgrade to this new version of Unity. Oh boy, at least something. But still, not good enough. This whole new pricing system is just ridiculous to begin with, and in all honesty, I just hope people just move on to other engines, because this will dramatically increase the pricing of development, and some development studios that were going with a free-to-play game would need to choose something else, and some people that were designing games for the utmost fun it can have will have to focus now more on the monetization part than the fun part because of this. So I don't think if people have a choice to go to another engine, that they would rather go to another engine that doesn't have this system rather than upgrading to the newer version of Unity, which will have this implemented now. Let's continue. With this new update, Unity is also addressing some developer backlash by reinstating the ability for developers to use whatever TOS that corresponded to the version of Unity. In 2019, Unity stated that it would allow users to use the terms of service that corresponded with whatever version of Unity a developer was working with. So long as the developer did not update the version of Unity, newer terms of service wouldn't apply. It also said that it would maintain a website where users could track changes to Unity's terms of service. However, Unity backtracked on those statements, deleting the TOS website and changing its terms of service such that developers would be subject to runtime fees before the fees were even announced. Now that's the most ridiculous thing about this whole thing, is they didn't really announce it before. They were like, yep, you're gonna get this, instead of communicating with the public using your service, developers, and now you're getting backlash, so it's well deserved. We will make sure that you can stay on the terms applicable for the version of Unity editor you are using, Whitten said on Friday. Lastly, in 2024 and beyond, there will be games that will be assessed the new runtime fee. Instead of charging per installation, Unity will now let developers choose for games that are subject to the runtime fee. We are giving you a choice of either a 2.5% revenue share or the calculated amount based on the number of new people engaging with your game each month. The blog does not make clear what metric by which developers are supposed to calculate what you pay, which is fucking fantastic. you'll have to either pay this or that, but there ain't no way you can calculate that. It's fucking stupid. Throughout this rollout, users have asked how Unity will determine when a game has met download and revenue thresholds. Previously it said it relies on proprietary software but would not divulge details about how the software worked. Developers were concerned that the software was either unreliable, involved in inserting unwanted DRM, or would run afoul of privacy laws, not piracy. My apologies. Unity has walked this back entirely, saying that now it will allow users to self-report revenue. Unity acknowledges poor communication throughout the process. I want to start with simply saying this: I am sorry, Witten said. We should have spoken with more of you, and we should have incorporated more of your feedback before announcing our new runtime fee policy. Though this latest announcement seems to address many major concerns from developers, it still seems like trust between Unity and the game development community might have been irrevocably damaged. The company will be hosting a live fireside chat on YouTube to discuss the new policy. First of all, you're not sorry because you didn't communicate or anything. You are sorry because you didn't get away with this. You are sorry for the fact that people didn't just go roll over and let you do whatever the hell you wanted with it. CEOs never are sorry about the fact that they are messing up or anything. No, they don't give a damn about that. They're sorry because they couldn't get away with what they did. This is the difference. Second of all, Unity broke the trust between the community. Gaining trust is extremely hard. Breaking it is extremely easy. And now that you've broken that trust, people ain't gonna be just like, oh, you made the changes, now we're gonna go back, it's fine. No. I still wish that people move on to the next engines. Have some alternatives instead of just one monopoly on one. Because at any time, at any point, they can decide whatever the fuck they want. There will be backlash from community, but if they stick with it, then what are your options if the Unity grows to such a point that it is a must-have? So it's better for those that are able to, invest in other engines that might become competition towards Unity, to keep them in check, so to speak, or let them run themselves to the ground. That's why the Terraria devs are investing in 2 engines. When I heard the news, that was nice, but I discussed that in another video. And that will be all for me today. I'll see you guys next time.